What if I told you that the jet engine, Frank the Bunny, and the entire theory of time travel in Donnie Darko are all a lie? Not a lie from the director, but a beautiful, intricate lie a young man's mind tells itself to face the most terrifying truth of all, that he is already marked for death. This film is not a literal science fiction story about saving the world. It is a deeply symbolic allegorical journey of a young man processing his own impending, inevitable demise. Every character and supernatural event is a manifestation of his psychological landscape, a deus ex machina created by his mind to make sense of dying alone. To understand this, we must first look at the key evidence the film presents, starting with the catalyst of it all. Our first piece of evidence is the very thing that sets the story in motion. The jet engine. In the common interpretation, Donnie miraculously cheats death when the engine crashes into his empty bedroom. But what if this isn't an escape? What if this is the symbolic announcement of his fate? The film opens with Donnie waking up on a mountain road laughing. This isn't the beginning. It is a glimpse of the end, a moment of acceptance projected back. The engine's fall isn't a random sci-fi anomaly. It is the physical manifestation of an unchangeable destiny. His survival is not a miracle. It is the start of a 28-day psychological countdown, a grace period granted by his own subconscious to process this terminal diagnosis. His family is told that authorities don't know where it came from, reinforcing the engine's status as an object outside of conventional logic. It is an artifact from a metaphysical realm, not a physical one. The fact that Donnie is lured from his bed moments before impact by a disembodied voice is crucial. This is his mind's first defense mechanism kicking in, refusing to let him die before he has a chance to understand why. His father later muses about another boy who died on his way to prom, saying they said he was doomed. He then looks at his wife and says of Donnie, "But he dodged it." This line is drenched in irony. Donnie hasn't dodged anything. He has merely postponed the inevitable. He has been placed on a 28-day path to understand, and eventually choose, the very fate he seemingly escaped. The engine is not the problem to be solved. It is the answer that has arrived too soon. This brings us to our second, and perhaps most iconic piece of evidence: Frank the Bunny. Frank is not a time traveler from the future. He is a psychological construct, Donnie's personal psychopomp, a guide for the soul to the afterlife. He is a messenger of death, personified. His grotesque rabbit costume, especially in the context of Halloween, frames him as a figure of the absurd and nightmarish perversion of a symbol of childhood innocence. This speaks to the chaotic and nonsensical nature of death itself as perceived by a teenager. Frank is the vehicle through which Donnie's subconscious communicates with his conscious mind.
That is when the world will end.
Frank's prophecy that the world will end in 28 days is not a literal apocalypse. It is the end of Fidani's Fey world. The countdown, written on his arm, is a tangible representation of his remaining time. Frank's damaged. Frank's damage to the eye by Donnie this own physical form's eventual fate. The future Frank is a memory of a trauma that hasn't happened yet, projected backward by Donnie's mind to guide him towards that very event. He is a ghost of the future, born from the past. Furthermore, Frank's missions, flooding the school, burning down Jim Cunningham's house, are not supernatural commands. They are Donnie's subconscious acts of rebellion. By flooding the school, he creates the circumstances to meet Gretchen, his link to life and love. By burning the house, he exposes the hypocrisy of the adult world's simplistic moral systems. These are acts of a young man trying to assert control and meaning in a world where his own life's end has been predetermined. He is not a puppet of a time traveler. He is the puppet master of his own psychological theater.
Why they call you Frank?
It is the name of my father. His father before me.
Frank? When's this gonna stop?
You should already know that.
If the jet engine is the diagnosis and Frank is the guide, then our third piece of evidence, the philosophy of time travel, is the self-prescribed medication. This book, written by Roberta Sparrow, a character known to the local kids as Grandma Death, is not a real physics textbook. It is Donnie's mind creating a logical framework to understand the illogical chaos of death. It is a self-created instruction manual for dying. The concepts it introduces, the tangent universe, the living receiver, the manipulated dead, the artifact, are not scientific principles. They are allegorical terms for his existential experience. The tangent universe is his 28. A psychological grace period, an unstable reality separated from the primary universe where his death is a fact. The book gives his journey a heroic narrative, transforming a meaningless, tragic death into a cosmic sacrifice. It is a coping mechanism of the highest order. The source of this philosophy is just as symbolic. Grandma Death is the living embodiment of the film's core, terrifying truth. When Donnie finally gets close to her, she doesn't offer complex physics. She leans in and whispers the most simple and devastating line in the film.
She said that every living creature on Earth dies alone.
That is the fundamental fear his entire psychological construct, including Frank and the book, is designed to fight against. His mission is to prove Roberta Sparrow wrong. He is looking for a way to die that is not alone, a death that has meaning and connection. The water-like spears he sees emerging from people's chests, guiding their movements, are a visual representation of this philosophy taking hold. He is beginning to see the world through the lens of his own created mythology, perceiving the invisible threads of fate that he believes he must now control. Finally, our fourth body of evidence lies in the supporting cast, who are not merely characters, but personified emotions and concepts in Donnie's internal drama. At the center is Gretchen Ross. She is the symbol of life, love, and the future he could have had. Her own backstory is filled with tragedy: a stabbed mother, a fugitive stepfather. She says, "I guess some people are just born with tragedy in their blood."
I was in jail once. Actually, burned down his house and was abandoned, but still.
She is a kindred spirit, someone else who understands being trapped by He tells her he is glad the school flooded because otherwise, you and I would have never had this conversation. His subconscious act of destruction led him directly to his reason for wanting to live. Therefore, her accidental death at the end of the film is the ultimate trigger. It proves that his attempts to alter fate have only created more. The only way to save her is to undo his own survival.
I'm really glad school was flooded today,
Why is that?
because you and I never had this conversation.
Then there is Dr. Lillian Thurman, his therapist. The rational world's attempt to medicalize and contain Donnie's experience. In a hypnosis session, Frank appears to her, a shared hallucination that breaks the rules of clinical psychology. Most tellingly, she eventually confesses to Donnie that his medication is just placebos, pills made of water. This is a monumental admission. It confirms that Donnie's condition is not a chemical imbalance that can be medicated. It is an existential crisis, a spiritual journey that cannot be processed through conventional science. Her final act is to define agnosticism for him, effectively giving him permission to believe in his own subjective reality, a reality that exists beyond empirical proof. She releases him from the prison of psychiatric labels.
You can stop taking your medication. They're placebos, just pills made out of water.
Conversely, characters like Jim Cunningham and Kitty Farmer represent the false, reductive systems of the adult world. Their fear and love lifeline is a laughably simplistic binary that Donnie instinctively rejects. He tells his teacher, "You can't just lump everything into these two categories." This is a microcosm of his larger struggle. He knows life and death are more complex than a simple chart. His explosive outburst during Cunningham's assembly is not just teenage rebellion. It is a philosophical takedown of a fraudulent guru. He calls him the Antichrist, a powerful condemnation of a man selling easy answers to life's hardest questions. Burning down Cunningham's house and exposing his kiddie porn dungeon is a symbolic act of destroying this societal hypocrisy, clearing the way for a more authentic understanding of the world.
You're right, actually. I'm pretty troubled and I'm pretty confused, but I'm afraid, really afraid. Really afraid, but I think you're fucking Antichrist.
It's amazing, you know? The man thinks he's telling the truth, and everything he says is just a fucking lie. Everything he says! Everyone thinks he's so rad. Shut. Everything he does, they're just gonna...
Are you okay?
And finally, his family. They are the emotional anchor of his reality. His combative but loving relationship with his sister Elizabeth, his mother's fierce concern, and his father's quiet, resigned wisdom. In one of the film's most poignant scenes, his father tells him not to worry about what people think, because almost all of those people are full of shit. He gives Donnie the validation he needs to trust his own path, even if it leads him away from conformity. It is this love for his family that ultimately motivates his final choice. So now,
Just forget about it. Shut the door.
let's connect all the evidence. The time travel in Donnie Darko is not physical. Donnie leads Gretchen to Roberta Sparrow's house, the heart of his manufactured mythology. The school bullies appear, a manifestation of random, pointless antagonism. A car swerves to avoid grandma death, and in the chaos, Gretchen is killed. This is the moment Donnie's construct fails. His attempt to control destiny has only led to the death of the one thing he wanted to live for. In that moment, he shoots the driver of the car, Frank, whose face he has been seeing in his visions. The loop is closed. He has seen the tragic consequences of his survival.
Frank.
His final act is one of ultimate acceptance. He has found meaning. He isn't just dying, he is choosing to die. This choice is an act of profound love. By dying in his room on the 2nd of October, he prevents the entire chain of events. Frank doesn't die. Gretchen doesn't die. His mother and sister, who were returning on a flight arranged due to the dance competition, are also saved from a potential plane crash from which the engine may have come. He contains the tragedy within himself. In conclusion, Donnie Darko is not a story about a hero who saves the universe from a time paradox. It is a far more intimate and profound story about how a human mind constructs an elaborate narrative to give meaning to a meaningless end. Donnie doesn't save the world. He saves his Faye world, Gretchen, his family, from the grief and chaos his survival would have caused. In doing so, he succeeds in his ultimate mission. He does not die alone. He dies as a silent, unknown savior, his choice echoing through the lives of those he loved. The final montage, set to Mad World, shows the characters waking with a sense of vague sadness and memory. It isn't them remembering a tangent universe. It is the emotional echo of Donnie's existence, the psychic reverberation of a short life that, through its own tragic, beautiful, and self-made myth, found a way to matter forever.
Tomorrow, and I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. And to feel the way that every child should sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. The people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad.
Gretchen, who in this primary timeline never met him, waves to his grieving mother, a stranger connected by an invisible thread of fate. She feels a connection to a boy she never knew, proving that even in death, Donnie's sacrifice created a ripple of love. He found his deus ex machina, not in a time machine, but in the acceptance of his own beautiful and mad world.